Let's run the fucking ball. Why didn't you just take a fucking knee?
This ends up on Pornhub. Sorry for your weird masturbation session.
What's up, everybody? I bet you weren't expecting us to be on TV today. How's it going? On TV. On YouTube. So I've been drinking a little. What's going on? Welcome to this is a special. I'm gonna tell you right fucking now. I've been watching football since and I'm 48 now. I've been watching football intently since I was 8 years old. So a lot like wrestling, like over 40 years. So this week 17 has been really fucking crazy. Probably not a lot of the finishes that I remember. There was a year where Green Bay needed Minnesota to lose to the Arizona Cardinals, and the Arizona Cardinals, I think, a Hail Mary pass against Minnesota, and Green Bay ended up getting into the playoffs. That was probably one of the craziest finishes to a week as a Packer fan that I can remember. But this has been one of those weeks. A lot of games where Tennessee versus Houston, crazy finishes. Just like Miami and Las Vegas last week.
Oh,
kind of the same kind of finish. But this one didn't end on a face mask. This one kind of ended on a team that just could not get going for the year, and it killed them. The late games are were the games that were really those games that really had my heart racing. Green Bay, yes, they fucking win the division. They get the number 1 seed, but I'm telling you right now, even though the score was 35-16, here's what I will say. I will give the Bears credit where credit is due. They had me shitting my fucking pants for about 3.5 quarters of that game. I would love to look at the stats. I can almost guarantee you Chicago had time of possession 2-1 in this game. Chicago possessed the ball. They just couldn't make the Green Bay did what I've been asking for them to do, and they've done it 2 weeks in a row, and that is make fucking plays when they need to make them. Don't just hope to God, let's make a play. Make a fucking play, and they did that today.
One person that you have to thank is Devontae Adams, because I think he has helped out so much for the team this year. I think he's got over 1,000 yards or something like that this season.
Well, he almost had 2,000 yards this year.
Oh Jesus, yeah, I think he passed Sterling Sharp. I think for the most.
He had 115 catches this year.
Ah, okay, there you go. Yeah, so he's helped the team a lot, I believe.
And the last touchdown that he caught, I'm sitting there going, don't try to get Devontae Adams a touchdown. Don't worry about it. But it worked. Because usually in years past, Aaron Rodgers would have had a pick 6 and the game would have fucking turned on a dime and Green Bay would have lost. Fucking had my heart palpitating. I'm 48. I can't take this shit. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about the games today. The first game of the week, and I didn't watch the game because who cares? And that's the Jaguars at the Colts.
Oh well.
I mean, come on. Were you really that concerned, Sarah?
Hell no.
I will say this. What was the score of that game?
28-14.
The Jaguars were slowly starting to creep up a little bit.
There's another, and I give Sarah a lot of shit about this, but there's a reason for this. Not that she's a Colts fan, but that you talk up your team to being this unstoppable, and you do, and I'm okay with it because I used to do the same thing with Green Bay. And they have Brett Favre, and you have a guy. Hold on, you have a guy that rushes for 253 yards, and you only beat the worst team in the NFL by 14 points.
I will say that. Well, Sarah, I'll let you have the floor first because.
Go ahead. That's what I was hoping for.
Taylor is just a monster for us. He's just been incredible.
Okay, but that's one individual. Yeah, you can have 253 yards.
Well, T.Y. helped.
Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the reason I'm blaming Frank Reich for all this. You have a guy in college, Jonathan Taylor. If he would have rushed for 253 yards, how many touchdowns do you think he would have had?
Oh, probably like at least 3.
3 or 4. 3 or 4. He would have beat a team by himself with 253 yards rushing, right? They don't need Philip Rivers.
Derrick Henry looks like he can carry a whole team.
This is the mentality, and this is a Philip Rivers thing. I didn't watch the game, but I want to hear what did Philip Rivers have to say after the game?
He's like, we're in the playoffs,
Okay, we're in the playoffs. He didn't talk. He didn't say, well, if it wasn't for me. He didn't have that attitude. If it wasn't for me, we wouldn't be here. Really? No. I call bullshit because I watched a little bit of what he said. Bullshit. That guy is a piece of shit, garbage.
Well, this could be his last year because I don't know if he's retiring after this.
And even if he is, I don't think he's going to be the quarterback in Indianapolis next year anyway.
I think it's going to be Carson Wentz.
And that would be probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard because Jalen Hurts is not the answer in Philadelphia. And it's going to set Philadelphia back a lot because what did they just fucking do 2 years ago? They signed him to a 4-year, $100-some-odd million contract. Oh, we're just going to cut him because he's not doing the job.
It's crap.
What the fuck is that?
And the thing is, it's not even his fault. It was they've had injuries on their offensive line.
Yeah.
And the running game is okay, but it's not great. And the receivers, they're not. They're so. They're getting up there in age.
I think Philadelphia has a better running game than they do a passing game.
Yeah, Miles Sanders is good.
He was out though. I think
he is out.
Yeah, he's out.
But when healthy, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
And as we're speaking, Washington versus Philadelphia is on right now, and right now Washington has a 10-0 lead.
I swear, I'm gonna laugh so fucking hard if somebody gets.
I don't think it's happening. It's not, Coop. I'm with you, but it's not happening. You'll be all right in the morning.
Washington looks like they're winning. Then they should win it.
Chicago made the playoffs. Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago.
What did I say though? Well, you weren't here last week.
Minnesota is probably the better team over
Actually,
Chicago.
I think Chicago is the better team.
Oh, okay.
With the way they played today, I watched that game, and Chicago has. I went to.
It's not bad, actually.
As Coop tokes up on the bowl. So, I was watching. I actually ran to Walmart and I listened to a little bit of the pre-show today. And there are people saying that even if Chicago does not make the playoffs, even if Chicago loses this game, even if Chicago wins this game today and they didn't win, that Mitchell Trubisky will be gone. Well, if Mitchell Trubisky should be gone, Mike Nagy should be gone. Because Nagy is the reason why Chicago sucks. It's not Mitchell Trubisky. And it all comes back to this again with the talking of these. And it's going to happen. There's going to be some firings. Some of them I agree with, some I disagree with. But you look at Mitchell Trubisky. He was picked second. What have they done with Mitchell Trubisky since he's been there? They haven't
Nothing.
let him do his thing. It's a lot like Lamar Jackson. If you let Lamar Jackson do his thing, you can't beat him. You
You know
can't
what?
beat him.
You know what I'm going to say is the Ravens are going to destroy the Titans, and you better watch out, Tennessee. You better watch out.
Well, you better watch out, AFC. I don't. We can sit here and talk about, and we're going to talk about it. I'm going to give you my top 5 this week, so I don't have to do it on fucking Tuesday, so we can talk playoff matchups. It's another reason why I wanted to do this, because next week playoffs.
Hell yeah.
Yep. Wild card Saturday and Sunday.
I said it last week. I'm not sold on Buffalo being the best team in the AFC. I think Baltimore is. And they essentially proved it today. How much did they throw the ball today?
Well, the Ravens or Buffalo?
Yeah, they didn't hardly. I don't even know what Lamar Jackson's numbers were.
Yeah, I think he's up there for like. Did Lamar Jackson get 100,000 rushing yards or something?
I was just gonna say that he's the only player in NFL history to have 1,000 yards passing or 1,000 yards rushing at quarterback.
Wow, that's crazy.
He's incredible.
He is the epitome of what we sit here and we talk about Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers, but from where Lamar Jackson was to where he is now, Baltimore is a better team than they were at the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
We can sit here and talk about Josh Allen and how great he's been. I'm just going to say it now. I watched that game. Miami didn't even fucking show up. It had nothing to do with what Buffalo did.
No, Miami.
No, he won't look like shit. Like he couldn't play nothing.
Miami's not. Tua's terrible.
He's not good at all. Tua's not
terrible. Good. I said it last year. They don't. This RPO shit, and that's all they did. And I was listening to the game because the game was. As I got in my car and went to Walmart, I was watching it and I'm like, or listening to it, and I'm sitting here. So they keep running the same play over and over and over and over again. That should tell you something, that they have to keep running the same play over and over and over again. What does that tell you? That fucking Tua Tagovailoa doesn't fucking understand NFL offenses. He doesn't translate to NFL. He's not an NFL quarterback. College is a completely different thing to me. The Falcons.
They look like they played great in that game against Clemson. I'm telling you.
Well, what's that?
Oh yeah, I think the Rose Bowl happened.
Well,
what, Sarah? Say it again.
I said Ohio State played really well against Clemson.
You want me to go there? Because I'll fucking go there. Justin Fields is not that
all right,
good.
This is the college corner already.
Yeah, we might as well. I mean, shit, I was going to save it until Tuesday, but Sarah doesn't know how to fucking not blow a wad. All right. You should be.
That was my oops can.
That's your oops, dumb shit. So, here's the thing. Justin Fields, I don't think Clemson is as good as they were last year, and I knew they weren't going to be as good as they were last year. But look at, and I just watching that game, what I watched of it, Clemson just, I think Trevor Lawrence was there. He was doing everything he could, but he didn't have the players around him that he did last year. And you can almost put that into the same category, but there's a difference. You can put that into the same category as Alabama every fucking year, but you really can't, for the simple fact that Trevor Lawrence made those guys look that much better.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence is the real deal.
Trevor Lawrence is playing with a young group of guys. He had Etienne, but if you can shut down Etienne, you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Ohio State is not beating Alabama.
Oh no, not at all.
Alabama, don't be surprised if Alabama beats Ohio State by 30 points.
I don't know. I think Ohio State might actually have a shot against them.
No. Not even close. How? Where?
Yeah.
Show me, Bob. Tell me how Alabama's going to be.
Ohio State looked pretty damn good against Clemson.
On offense.
Did you hear this? That they
better be able to outscore Alabama because that secondary is not going to fucking stop anybody. I'm sorry, man. I hope you're wrong. Or hope you're right. But I don't see it happening. Alabama's too fucking good right now. I was hoping Clemson.
Phenomenal.
Look at what Notre Dame did. Nothing. And they have a very potent offense. Very potent. It's more potent than Ohio State's. Ohio State has looked mediocre in the last 2 games leading up to last night. That's not good. Not against Alabama. Alabama's, you might as well crown their asses. Because they are who we thought they were. Because that's what Ohio State is. They're nowhere, they're just, I don't even fucking want to talk about it. Because it's a travesty. The way that team played against Ohio State was fucking shit.
Yeah, it was bad.
You don't play for the guy that gets you there, which Trevor Lawrence is that guy, and they don't show up to play.
And he was the only one that played halfway decent. Trevor Lawrence was.
I mean, Etienne tried, but
yeah, he tried, but everybody else forget it.
They limited it to Trevor Lawrence throwing to Etienne or handing it off to Etienne, and that's not going to fucking work. You need more, and Clemson doesn't have more. That's why
I think
Alabama's going to fucking destroy Ohio State. And I said it, if Ohio State does beat fucking Alabama, it's because Alabama just said, fuck it, I don't care. That's all I'll say. Sorry. Not sorry.
So is all college games done, or?
Well, there's one more to go, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the game that we're talking about, Ohio State takes on Alabama, not this week, but next week.
Okay.
Let's talk about the Falcons at the Buccaneers. The Falcons hung with the Buccaneers for a while.
Mike Evans, I'm not sure if he's going to be healthy enough to play for next week or not because he suffered a knee injury, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
I think he got very close to having like a season-ending injury or something like that with the knee.
Okay.
So we'll have to find out about him.
Okay. I seen the injury, and it didn't look too good. He either hyperextended it or he tore something.
Oh shit, that's not good. Yeah, losing Mike Evans, that's going to be a big blow for them.
They need him.
Yep.
You can't rely on Rob Gronkowski. And I want them. I want them to come to Green Bay. I want them. If I'm a Packer fan,
I know
want
that's
Tampa
your
Bay.
ultimate rematch. Is Tampa.
I want Tampa Bay.
You want payback. That's it.
I just want to see fucking Tom Brady get fucking lit up like a Christmas tree. That's what I want. But don't be surprised if they don't win. We sit here and laugh at fucking Washington. They have a really good defense.
Yeah.
We sit here and we laugh at the Giants. The Giants have been playing really good defense.
I didn't know Jack Del Rio is the defensive coordinator for Washington.
Well, I mean, that's all I'm saying. Where's your mother?
Touchdown, Philadelphia.
You don't need to announce it. I seen it.
All right. Well, Giants, there's still hope for you.
So Heather, I don't know if you've seen what Heather put in the chat. Heather said, "I prefer Tua turned the ball over."
Phone's bid to die. Let's go in there. 1 second.
Bobbit, did you watch the? I know they got destroyed by the Saints, but what did you take away from the Saints and the Panthers?
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank God the season's over. Secondly, fuck the Saints.
But what did you? Okay, I get that, but what did you take away from it? How big of a threat do you think the Saints really are?
Honestly, I don't see them going very far in playoffs.
And why is that?
They just look pedestrian at best. If Carolina had a better team, I think Carolina would have almost won the game.
I mean, I will say this. They did not have Drew Brees didn't play today, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Did he? They won 33-7, right?
Yeah.
Carolina's missing half their roster.
Yeah, I've got to say, like, for Carolina's team this season, like without Christian McCaffrey, they competed in their division.
Right, and I know everybody's excited about New Orleans. It might be one of those years. They could win. You aren't. If Green Bay plays like they did the last 3 weeks of the season, you are not beating Green Bay in Green Bay. If you watched that game fucking last Sunday, if you're a Saints person, you want it to be in a dome. Because Green Bay and Alvin Kamara, he may not be ready for next week. He's under COVID protocol.
Oh, damn.
Ooh.
They're playing the Bears. The Bears played very well today, even though they lost by 19. Do not sleep on the fucking Bears. They have a very good defense. I think that if they can do what they did to Green Bay today, they will beat New Orleans. That being said, they have to play defense better than they played today. Yeah. Because Green Bay just was able to, in key situations, Green Bay was to get what they wanted. That's the issue. New Orleans has a great defense, but you have to come to a cold weather place. What was it like in North Carolina today? I know Wisconsin played there the other day, and it was in like 30s. It was 30s or 40s. They played there on the 30th and won a game that everybody said, oh, Wisconsin's not very good, but they ended up fucking destroying Wake Forest. But go ahead, Bobbit.
Hang on, pulling up the weather. It wasn't very bad today.
So it was warmer than
it was
Wisconsin.
50.
50? Yeah, come up here and fucking below zero weather, which could very well happen in January here in Green Bay.
So, Coop, the Gase just officially got fired.
Yep, Adam Gase got fired.
He finally got fired?
I'll get into that stuff. I'll get into that stuff. Calm. Sarah, stop with the shit. Let me get to that far. God damn it. Fuck. I can't fucking say anything without you saying, oh, well, the Colts are great. Who cares? Oh, well, they fired this guy. I don't give a shit. Can you stop busting a nut on everything? Shush shit. God damn. I'm only 2 games in here. Well, 3 games. Let me see. What other game? The Jets at the Patriots. See, now is a good time to bring it up.
Oh, wow. we could just slide to the left in that game.
Well, the Jets put up a fight. It wasn't that bad.
Well, the Patriots were expected to win that one, in my opinion.
28-14.
Yeah.
But Adam Gase got fired. I mean, goddamn shit, Sarah, you might as well bust your nut now. Anybody else get fucking fired yet?
No, that's the
All
first
right,
one.
so what I'm saying is don't say anything. I don't give a shit if she says it tonight, but goddamn. We got playoffs to talk on Tuesday. We could talk about playoffs we can go through each individual game. I ain't worried about that. There's plenty to talk about.
Playoffs? Are we talking playoffs?
Well, next week we are, yeah. Let's talk about this game, and then we can. Well, no, I'm gonna save that because Coop and I are gonna have a conversation. The Vikings at the Lions. Vikings beat the Lions today.
That was a close game. I think, 35-32 or something like that?
But I'm sick and tired of people saying Kirk Cousins isn't very good. Motherfucker had over 400 yards passing today.
Yeah.
Don't tell me Kirk Cousins can't play quarterback.
Well, he's a better quarterback than Trubisky, in my opinion.
Yes, I think Trubisky didn't play bad today. He made a mistake that really hurt Chicago's chances. He threw a pick late in the game. But I will say this. I'm running the show, Dan Rex. That's who's running the show. He just said who's running the show today. I run the show every day.
Yeah.
Why is that even a question? Anyway, there's a lot of talk that, and I've been talking to Lions fans, people complaining about the Packers getting helped out by the referees, and we're gonna cry about fucking the Lions fucking beating Green Bay or the Lions losing to Green Bay all the time. The question was asked, what player worries you when your team plays against them? And I said, and this is going to shock a lot of people. Matthew Stafford scares the shit out of me.
This might have been his last time playing.
And I was just going to say, if I'm a Packers fan, good fucking bye. Because the guy fucking worries me. He could have the shittiest team in the NFL, but my God, that guy is a gamer. He plays hurt. Listen, even though Detroit sucks, I have the utmost respect for that guy, and here's why. He reminds me of Brett Favre. Brett Favre isn't going to sit out just because his team is fucking losing. He's there to compete and wants to fucking win.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's not going to be in Detroit next year because
honestly, it'd be a mistake to get rid of him.
It'd be a mistake to get rid of him. He's only 32 fucking years old.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is 38.
And there's not many teams that he can go to. Washington?
The problem is, it's not the players. It's the coaching. They got rid of the coach. Matt Patricia. And I disagree with firing a coach midseason. He's a guy that I would fire midseason because he's fucking trash. I will say this. If they do not hire Darrell Bevell as their head coach, they are the dumbest organization in the history of all football. Because Darrell Bevell had this team competing, and they competed again today.
Yep.
And
they've done much better, I think, without Matt Patricia there.
Darrell Bevell is that guy. They're scoring points.
Good.
Darrell Bevell is a fucking offensive genius. And I think he can motivate players to do their thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me.
I heard they're going to interview Robert Saleh. They're the defensive coordinator for
I
the
mean, he
49ers.
would be a good hire, but stop hiring defensive coaches to be your head coach. What do they do? You've
Nothing.
hired 4
They need
defensive
help in the offense.
coaches in a fucking row. If I am Detroit and I hire another defensive coach to be a head coach, again, they are the dumbest fucking organization in football. They don't need help on defense. They need help with game management. Mike McCarthy was successful for years because he was a game manager. Great game manager coach. They won a Super Bowl by doing that. Don't just fucking hire a defensive guy because their defensive struggles. You had a defensive coordinator from New England. What the fuck did he do? Nothing. He made your team worse. Get somebody that can manage the team, not one side of the fucking ball.
Matt Stafford in New England, I think, would be a good fit.
Be a
with Bill
good
Belichick.
pickup, which would put New England right back being best team in the league in that division.
That would be a nice move to see them there.
Carson Wentz would be a great move for the Colts, actually. I think it would be.
Knew you were going to fucking say that.
Well, Carson Wentz, I think he's still young, so you could probably get a cheaper contract for him.
And then Frank Reich, Frank Reich was his offensive coordinator in Philadelphia when he was playing really well in Philadelphia with them.
Well, when they went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Frank Reich was in his first year in Indianapolis. Right?
No, he was their offensive coordinator for Philadelphia.
Okay.
When they went to the Super Bowl, so
I'm not sold on Carson Wentz going to Indianapolis. Not sold. I'm not sold.
There really is not many teams that need a quarterback.
Honestly not sold that they're going to get rid of. Do you realize that if Indianapolis picks him up, that is a contract that I don't think they can afford. Why don't you just draft another fucking quarterback? Why doesn't Indianapolis just move on? Why can't they develop their own fucking players?
Well,
Just saying.
They
got a guy that could probably bridge that gap. They got a guy that could probably bridge that gap. But it's not going to happen because they're going to go out, they're going to trade away. Because do you think Philadelphia is just going to give up Carson Wentz to give up Carson Wentz?
Hell no. No, you got to get maybe a second round pick for him.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, no bullshit, you give us a first round pick.
Damn.
And I don't know if Indianapolis has that because did they not give up their first round pick this year and last year?
Nope. They have a first round pick this year.
You know who I'd spend that first round pick on? A wide receiver? Maybe a tight end?
I kind of like Kyle Pitts, the tight end for Florida.
He'll be gone way before Indianapolis picks him.
Fryermuth would be pretty good from Penn State. He's pretty good.
Do you think he's worth a first round pick? I don't think so.
No, I think he's more of a second round guy, but that's just.
Pitts will be gone. He'll be gone from the first 5 picks. He's a guy that I wish Green Bay would get, but that's not happening.
I wouldn't mind Kyle Trask, the quarterback for Florida.
I mean, I could see that pick, but he'll be gone. He'll be gone.
There's a rumor that.
Go ahead, Bob.
There's a rumor that Kyle Trask is coming to Carolina.
Well, I mean, that's.
Is his last name actually Trash?
No, Trask. Trask.
Oh, Trask. Okay, I thought it said
so
Trask.
The first pick in the draft is going to be Trevor Lawrence.
Yep, he's going to Jacksonville.
The New York Jets have the second pick in the draft.
They're going to go with that lineman that I talked about, I think.
They should.
Yeah.
That Penny Sewell from Oregon? Yeah.
They should.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised if they don't and do pick Justin Fields.
Oh, jeez. No. Well, I don't know.
I'm
Maybe
not saying Justin Fields isn't a
if they
great
go
quarterback.
you got to trade Sam Darnold for something.
You have to. If you don't, then what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, because you got to get some value out of him because he's on his 4th year now. So
Right? Philadelphia is leading Washington 13-10.
Ooh, the
Speaking of
Giants.
Washington,
Who
I
fucking
gotta
looks
bring
at
up
me
something
like
here
that? Hey, I'm
fast.
telling ya. I'm
I'm
telling
fucking,
ya.
I'm fucking laughing so hard inside at this game.
New York Giants started out being the worst team in football.
They were 1-7, I think.
Well, I mean, the fucking Jets were 0-13, right?
Yeah.
All
Well, at
right.
least we got what? 2 wins?
The Giants had 6.
JP,
Yes.
I want to pick your brain about something.
Absolutely. Why don't you pick my brain?
So, I've been reading up on uh, Dwayne Haskins,
Yes.
and there's a rumor that Carolina's interested in him. Do you think he's going to help Carolina at all?
Okay. Dwayne Haskins' problem is not his football. Dwayne Haskins' problem is his leadership. If he can fucking correct his shit, yeah, he's a good football player. But here's the thing. Name me a fucking Ohio State quarterback that's amounted to shit in fucking the NFL. I'll wait. I'll just sit here and fucking wait.
I can't think of one.
Like I said, I'll sit here and fucking wait. I'll sit here until somebody gives me a name. I said, name me an Ohio State quarterback that has amounted to shit in the NFL.
Oh, Ohio State Buckeye?
Yeah. No. An Ohio State quarterback that has amounted to shit. Has done anything of significance in the NFL.
I can't think of any, actually.
I don't know who. Like what? Baker Mayfield?
Baker Mayfield played at Oklahoma.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Well, that's the Sooner. Then who? What was Johnny Manziel? Was he a Buckeye?
Who?
Johnny
Johnny
Manziel? Was he a
No,
Buckeye
he was
or
a
no?
Texas A&M.
Oh, okay. No.
But has he amounted to shit?
No, absolutely not. No, I'm just thinking. I thought usually or Ohio usually picks all like local Ohio guys. So
No. Justin Fields is from Georgia. I think Dwayne Haskins was from Texas, if I remember correctly.
well, I'm not good with my Ohio quarterbacks.
So if I'm actually giving you an honest answer, I'm gonna tell you no because I have yet to see a quarterback from Ohio State do anything of significance in the NFL. And I'm sure there has been, but that was probably back in the 70s and 80s when it was about the running backs in the NFL. Ohio State does a great job with developing college quarterbacks. I'm not talking about Ohio players, keep in mind. I'm talking about players that come from Ohio State, the university, that play
The
college at
last
Ohio.
time,
Go ahead.
the last time an Ohio State quarterback won a Super Bowl was Mike Tomziak in '96.
Mike
The
Tomczak.
last Ohio State quarterback to win a Super Bowl was Mike Tomziak.
Mike Tomczak? And he was a
Yeah.
backup. He didn't even get on the field. That should tell you everything.
And then there's Terrell Pryor.
Did he win a Super Bowl? Has he done anything?
No.
He was supposed to be the
No.
next breed of quarterbacks that was going to change the way football was played.
He became a wide receiver. That's the only thing he changed.
Look, I like Joe Burrow, Alpha, but I don't think they're ever going to win a Super Bowl with him. I just don't see it. Cincinnati is never going to get out of the doldrums. Ever. They're going to be picking in the top 5 every fucking year.
Yeah, if 3 teams from that division made the playoffs, that's how tough that division is.
No, it's not even that. Just Cincinnati's been shit for how long?
At the beginning of the year, they had a couple of upset games that I liked.
No,
So.
no.
When they lost Joe Burrow is when they skyrocketed.
Even if they had Joe Burrow, I think they probably would have won 4 games this year.
Oh yeah, we weren't expecting them to even
and
win.
I don't expect them to win any more than 5 next year. Joe Burrow is. I don't. Again, Justin Herbert.
Or not.
Justin Herbert should have been the first pick in the draft. I've said it, and I'll continue to say it. I like Joe Burrow, but he's not a franchise quarterback.
Love Justin Herbert. Love him.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they're punting. I know. I get it. I get it.
They're gonna fucking lose.
No, then people.
There's still 2 more quarters of this game.
So I guess the Falcons are interviewing tomorrow Eric Bieniemy, the Chiefs offensive coordinator, for their job.
Eric Bieniemy, you mean?
Yeah.
Bieniemy? Who's Bieniemy?
Oh, my enemy.
Let me see. What other games? Let me see. Steelers at the Browns. The Browns beat the Steelers today.
That was close.
I actually changed my pick just off of pure I seen
the Browns just snuck in there.
I seen the first drive and I'm like, I cannot honestly stick with the Steelers with the way they're playing. I couldn't. Got it close, but then I changed.
Rudolph looked pretty good.
Mason Rudolph didn't look bad, but he doesn't have that intangible.
Yeah. No, but I like what I saw from Mason Rudolph.
We didn't really watch the Ravens at Bengals, but we really didn't need to get the gist of what happened in that game. 350 yards rushing by one team. It's a franchise record, and the Ravens are known for running football first. Lamar Jackson didn't have to throw it. He threw it when he had to, which is what I have been saying about Lamar Jackson. He doesn't need to be forced into things. A dime? What dime? Well, I mean, Aaron, you say, so Aaron responds with JP, oh, I ain't talking about, I'm okay. In my opinion, I still say the Dolphins should have went after Joe Burrow. If the Dolphins would have had the first pick in the draft, they would have gone after Joe Burrow. I understand. I would have actually gone after Justin Herbert. And if that's what you're talking about, I would have gone after. I don't know why how in the fuck Justin Herbert fell to the fucking Chargers. That's all I'm saying. Let me see. Dolphins at the Bills. The Dolphins got run right out of the fucking gymnasium. I mean,
yeah, pretty much.
They got run the fuck out of the gymnasium, but they didn't show up. It had nothing to do with what the Bills were doing. They just didn't show up to play. Seahawks beat the 49ers, but it was tight for a while from what I seen. Wasn't it like 16? Yeah. It was like 16-6 or something like that, and then they finally woke up. Cardinals lost to the Rams. Bobbitt, you want to talk about that?
The Cardinals play like shit. Yeah, I didn't watch the game, so.
DeAndre Hopkins got shut the fuck down today.
And more ways than one.
Kyler Murray got hurt in the first quarter of the game. So
that okay, but Jalen Ramsey shut DeAndre Hopkins down.
Yeah, I was watching a little bit of that game. I know that they got off to a really bad start
So
because they got a safety at the first quarter of the game. Getting a safety, oh man, that's not good. So I knew right away when that safety was in the end zone that Cardinals were in trouble this game.
I seen that DeAndre Hopkins got a pass interference call
Yeah.
on Jalen Ramsey, and I said it.
Oh, that okay. So
So
one I saw, did you see
but
where he was climbing? Jalen Ramsey was climbing over his face mask.
okay,
That I
okay.
think that's Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey did get called for a pass interference on him early in the game.
Right.
But Jalen Ramsey, here's what Jalen Ramsey does. He gets under your fucking skin and he takes you out of your game. It's like it's like Floyd Mayweather. Think about this for
I
a
didn't
second.
like the call. I think they should have flown a flag on that one.
Okay, whatever. I didn't see it, so I'm not going to speculate on that. But I'm just saying, Jalen Ramsey gets under your skin. It's like Floyd Mayweather. Think about that.
If Tuesday if we show you the replay, you can see Jalen Ramsey had his arm on the face mask of DeAndre Hopkins.
I'm sure he did. I'm not. And that is pass interference. Fine. And if it wasn't called, that's on the referees. That's not on Jalen Ramsey. He's just trying to get under fucking DeAndre Hopkins' skin, which is what he does. And it works.
Jalen Ramsey is one of the best shutdown corners in the league.
Actually, if the two guys that I would love to fucking have, if I wanted to do nothing but shut down fucking a passing game, is Jalen Ramsey and Jair Alexander.
Jair Alexander's incredible.
They say Jair Alexander is better than Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey does a good job of getting under your fucking skin and frustrating the fuck out of you, which is what he did today, which caused it. What did it do? It took DeAndre Hopkins out of his game. What could DeAndre Hopkins do? It's like, I can't get open against this guy. Fuck it. I'm just going to quit trying. And that's probably what happened. Let me see. Talked about the Jets, the Cowboys, and the Giants. That was a close game up until. That was a close game. I mean, the Cowboys had a chance.
I think Dalton screwed up at the end or so, with an interception.
He threw a pick in the end zone.
Yeah.
The game of the day, the Titans at the Texans. Think about this one for a minute. The Titans tie it up. Think last week without the face mask. The Titans the Texans tie it up with how many seconds left? I think there was like 24 seconds left.
18 or something like that.
Yeah, whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they ended up tying it up, and it's like, I mean, and this is what Tennessee is still one of the better teams in the AFC because they don't quit.
No, they don't.
We're gonna take a fucking chance, and he threw up. Tannehill essentially threw up a Hail Mary.
AJ Brown caught
it, and they
that Houston defense secondary broke down.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
That was busted coverage, really.
Yeah.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Packers at the Bears, and again, I'll say this, and I'll continue to say this, even though I'm a Packer fan, I still was tired. The Bears scared the shit out of me today. Bears are not a team I want to play in the playoffs right now because they can do some damage as long as their defense shows up. So yeah.
Derrick Henry went over 2,000 yards rushing this year.
Did you think
incredible? Back-to-back best running back in the league. I know you have Aaron Jones up there for Green Bay, but Derrick Henry.
Well, I've said this numerous times, and I'll continue to say it, the best pure running back, if you're just going to turn around and hand the ball off, is Derrick Henry. Yeah. But if there's a player that I want catching the ball, running the ball, it'd be Aaron Jones or Fuck, who's there's another guy that we talked about last week.
Christian McCaffrey, maybe.
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey and Alvin Kamara are the two best.
Yeah.
But Aaron Jones is up there, but not quite. He's not quite that good. So
Good though, Aaron Jones. So
he is. He's good. So yeah.
I think that was the best game of the game that whole week. That Texans and Titans game was
Very good game. Very good game. Yeah. I did not like the play call where they needed to run it to get it to a certain spot. Why didn't you just kick the field goal? And then he doinks the kick.
He almost didn't make it. Yeah.
He doinks the kick.
I will say this that the guy was he's a rookie, right?
Sloman, yeah.
Yeah, he was a rookie from Miami, and he was just on the practice squad, I think, that they brought him in. So for him coming in and just making a kick like that, oh my god, I wouldn't be too proud of it, but at least he got him in.
Hey, a good field goal is a good field goal. You can't.
And I will say this: that we talk about the missing pieces for Houston going into next season. Mm-hmm. Brandon Cooks looked really good today with Hopkins. So Cooks, I don't know if he's staying around, if he's gotten a new contract, but he's going to be one of the go-to guys going for Houston, I think, next season.
Yeah. And then Dan Rex, I told you not to talk shit. Chargers at the Chiefs. I told you if Patrick Mahomes was not playing, the Chiefs were not going to win that game. What does that say about the Chiefs? They didn't have Tyreek Hill. Dude, they didn't have Tyreek Hill either.
As soon as damn Chargers won, fucking DJ Skinny Peanuts blew up my phone screaming.
Yeah? And what did he have to say?
Oh, he's already calling them the Super Bowl champions of all time for some weird reason.
Well, I mean, you're saying that. I don't think he's saying that. So, you want to go there with the top five? You ready?
Well,
yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Coop.
I was actually going to suggest if everybody wants to give their team grade for the season. If like Heather, what would you rate the Ravens season out of a draft grade or a team grade? Sorry.
What would you give the Ravens this year for a season? So you look at their overall season. What would you give them for a grade? They ended up going 11-5. Compared to last year, where would you grade them? What would you give them for a grade? Boy, I want to be your teacher. I want you to be. Actually, I want you to be my teacher. If I'm literally grading the Ravens, I give them a C this year.
A C. Okay.
Only reason is the beginning of the year, and COVID to me isn't an excuse. It's the next guy up. A lot of this falls on John Harbaugh. He did not let Lamar Jackson do his thing like he did last year. He kind of pulled in the reins on it. At the last 5 games of the year, I'd give him an A. Hands down.
Mm-hmm.
Easily.
I think for a total grade, I'm going to give them B- because I think that there was a lot of expectations for the Ravens. And I think that they just, because of some stuff and some games that they lost in that, they didn't live up to the expectations that we expected, right? They were supposed to be the most dominant team, right? So just because of that, they a little bit underperformed than what we expected. I'm going to give them B-.
So you're giving the Chiefs a B, Dan Rex. An 8 out of 10. I hate that out of 10 bullshit. What is this, fucking Monday Night Raw? Jesus fucking Christ.
I would agree with Coop with the Ravens. I think I'm going to give them a B- as well.
Okay. Bobbitt?
I'm gonna agree with Heather. I'm gonna give them a C.
No, you're gonna agree with me. She gave them. What'd you give them? A B plus. She gave them a B plus. I gave them a C.
Oh, all right. Well, then I agree with the UJP
You
because
better. You better. Or you're fired. Let's go with the Colts. Sarah?
I'd give them a C. I think they did a pretty good job, this year, turning it
See?
around. Yeah,
You're gonna give them a C?
yeah.
Heather? Why a D? I think you're being a little harsh. I would give them a C minus. C to C minus, and here's why. A C to C minus. Here's why. Their defense was everything everybody was talking about. But then when they came up against those teams, they didn't look great against Green Bay. Yeah, they beat Green Bay. They didn't look great. They gave up a lot of fucking yards. Something that they don't do, right?
Mhm.
Heather just doesn't. She hates the Colts worse than I do. That's why she's giving them a B. I'm gonna give them a. I'm gonna give them a C to C. They're somewhere in the C to C minus range for me because they didn't live up to what they should have. That everybody was talking about how they were, but they're not. They were never that great, in my opinion. The AFC East, when they lost to Tennessee the way they did, kind of proved what I was trying to say. And then watching Green Bay beat the shit out of Tennessee the way they did kind of showed that I don't think Indianapolis has what it takes to beat anybody on a neutral field right now. They'll be in a game, but I don't. Up against the really good teams, this is why they may not win a playoff game. They may very well lose next week because who do they play?
We play Buffalo.
Oh Jesus!
You're done.
Good luck.
We'll talk about that coming Tuesday, but you look at that game, do you honestly want to sit here and tell me that you think they can beat Buffalo?
No, I don't think they can.
Do you think Baltimore can beat Buffalo?
Yes, I think Baltimore could beat Buffalo.
Which was my point with why I say I cannot justify. Buffalo has had a pretty easy schedule. Miami did show up today. You could clearly see that. They look like they didn't get off the fucking bus. They looked like Green Bay did against Tampa Bay. They look bad. They look really bad.
Giving up 50 points is not a good day on defense. But I agree. I agree with Sarah though. I'm going to give the Colts a C grade.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna give them. She's being an asshole. Look at her flipping.
Well, no, because like the Colts made it into the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
But they did lose some people like Marlon Mack. They lost him for the season, right? So, just at times the defense, Colts defense, that's going to be a big issue going up against the Bills for sure. So, I'm gonna go with Sarah though and give them a C for them.
Okay. Bobbitt?
I agree with the JP on this one.
Yeah. Well, then you agree with Sarah and myself, and Coop. She's being an asshole.
We have bright moments. Jonathan Taylor's been a bright spot for us this year.
Yep.
He's done a really great job.
He's got over 1,000 rushing yards. So
Jonathan Taylor has been a bright spot. You know what Jonathan Taylor's problem is? No, he needs to learn how to hold on to the fucking ball.
That's one thing I've seen a lot this season that fucking drives me nuts. Players not putting their hands put together for the long pass or fucking being so arrogant with the run that they hold the fucking football like a goddamn suitcase.
Like a loaf of bread. I call it carrying it like a loaf. You know what I'm talking about, Coop? Carrying it like a loaf of bread.
I heard different meanings when I was a kid.
So when you hold a football, and I don't have a football to hold on to, but you hold it up here with the point in your fucking in here, and you hold it tight. Not so tight that you're gonna fucking pops. All somebody's got to do is pop it. It's going to pop out. But you get it in there, and then when you're coming into a crowd, you cover that fucking ball so that nobody can knock it out. Cover all your points. I see a lot of guys, and it happened in the Packer game today. Tavon Austin, everybody talking about, oh my God, it's a great pickup because he don't fumble. He fumbled today because he was carrying the ball like a loaf of fucking bread. And what I mean by a loaf of bread, you know how you carry a loaf of bread, right? You try not to squash it. You know what I'm talking about. You
Well, I buy
carry it.
baguettes, so
It's like this. You hold on to the opening. That's what I mean by carrying. But if you're holding a football, it's and I wish I had a football. You hold it where the point of the ball is not
yeah,
showing you. You know what I'm talking about.
yep.
Where it's hard for
The
that
point of the
defender.
ball is
You don't hold it like this and then fucking try and juke somebody out of fucking next week.
no, no.
That's terrible. Um. So yeah, that's the only problem I have with Jonathan Taylor. One of the only problems I had with him because he cost Wisconsin many, many fucking games. I can specifically remember two or three. The game against Oregon in the Rose Bowl, all he had to do was hold on to the fucking ball, and he fumbled it twice in key situations. Got to hold on to the fucking ball. That's why they weren't showing him the confidence until everybody else got hurt. And then they're like, oh shit, we ain't got nobody else because Nyheim Hines isn't the fucking answer. That guy is about as arrogant as it fucking gets. Somebody needs to light that motherfucker up like a fucking Christmas tree. Fucking arrogant fucking cocksucker. Fucking doing backflips. He's almost as bad as that fucking Tyreek Hill when he did that
Oh,
fucking flip and almost
yep.
broke his. I was hoping to God he would have broke his fucking leg. In fact, he got hurt on that fucking play, which is why he was sitting out today.
Oh,
Because
man.
he's being an arrogant dumb shit. Oh, I'm gonna fucking break my knee, but I'm gonna score a touchdown anyway. You're hurting your team by doing this shit.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor is not that guy. I'm not saying Jonathan Taylor is. He's just got to learn how to hold on to the ball. I've seen Jonathan Taylor play for 3 years. Very down to earth kid. Just got to hold on to the fucking football.
1,169 yards rushing this year,
Yeah.
11 touchdowns for rushing, and then he had 299 yards receiving and another receiving touchdown. It's incredible.
Pretty good for what, rookie?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he should be definitely up there.
How many
for
fumbles did he have?
I think he only had like 2 or 3 this year. He didn't fumble the ball as much this year.
That's not true. They fumbled the ball 3 times against Green Bay. How many times did he fumble the ball? I don't care how many times he lost a fumble. How many times did he fumble the ball? See, nobody looks at that stat. They only look at those that they lose. Amon Green. You remember Amon Green?
Yeah, I
He
remember
rushed
mine.
for almost 1,800 and almost 2,000 yards one year. He fumbled the ball 15 fucking times in one fucking year.
Jesus.
He led the league in rushing.
Well, 15 fumbles though.
Yeah. The guy
Holy.
fucking is a fumble machine.
Wow.
He fumbled the ball more times than he fucking scored a touchdown. And he had 12 touchdowns that year.
Scored a touchdown, probably.
Come on, man. I mean, like I said, Jonathan Taylor, I love Jonathan Taylor. He came from Wisconsin. I love the kid. I think he has the intangibles. He's got to hold on to the fucking ball.
Well, what about Bobbitt's team with Carolina? What do you guys think about?
Okay, you want to talk about Carolina? Go ahead, Bobbitt. What would you give Carolina? And so help me God, if you give them a C, you're fired. Go ahead.
No, I'm gonna be realistic here. I give them a D plus.
A D plus? Nah, bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay. Why D plus?
Because it's a rebuilding year. not only that, but Carolina won some games and lost some games that they should have won. And it's
Well,
just been one of
that
those
would lower
years
their
that,
grade. That would honestly lower their grade for me.
Really? You wouldn't go lower for Carolina for D
If
plus?
he's saying they've lost games that they should have won, that lowers the grade for me. Think about what you're saying. They were in games that they shouldn't have won. I can agree with you giving them a D plus. But if you're going to give them a D plus because they lost games that they should have won, that's not how you do that. I'm just saying, man. Go ahead, though.
I know, but I honestly give them a D, honestly.
A D? Okay. I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. I'm going to give him a D minus.
D minus, Jesus.
Here's why.
That's fair.
Here's why. No. I'm going to give him a D. I'm going to give him a D. D minus is quite harsh. They were missing some key guys. They had a coach. Next year, if they play like this, they're getting an F. They're getting an F. Because there is no excuse for them to play like this next year. I'll give them a D. I'll give them a D. I said they were going to struggle this year. Jesus, the fuck is that?
I'll tell you now, JP, if Carolina plays like this next year, I'm giving them a fucking G.
A G? Does that mean good? All right, Heather, what do you give Carolina this year?
I give him a D.
You can't wait for the Jets, right, Coop?
D minus.
D for me.
F plus.
No, Coop. Give me Carolina Panthers. What do you give them?
For me, I think Carolina without Christian McCaffrey this year did a lot more than expected than I thought that they would have done. So for just because they played a lot better without Christian McCaffrey, and they competed in the games that I saw, some of them, so I'm going to go with a D plus. Because they put a little bit more effort into what I expected actually for the season.
Fucking pity party for this motherfucker over here. Well, just wait. All right, Sarah, you gave him a what?
I'm going to give them a D as well. I think they did, pretty decent.
Well, they didn't do pretty decent. They went 4-10 and what did they go? 4-11-1 this year? Aren't they up for the third pick in the draft?
No, 5-11.
No, didn't they go 5-10-1? Didn't they have a tie?
I don't think so.
No,
I think it's 5.
Okay. All right. I thought they had a tie somewhere. Okay. 5-11. All right. So where are they at in the draft? Third, fourth?
I think they're like 7th, maybe.
Yeah, I think around there.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Sounds about right.
They ain't getting a quarterback. Nope. I wouldn't waste a quarterback on a 7th pick.
Well, Teddy Bridgewater, when did he sign his contract with
Carolina? He just
Carolina?
signed it last year. He's only in his first year. He signed a 3-year deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think they're going to go with him next year.
3 years, $63 million deal.
Okay. Yeah, I think
our backup quarterback is that kid from the XFL.
Actually, their backup quarterback is Will Greer, the kid from the XFL. He's not as good as Will Greer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Will Greer was hurt this year, though.
What about
the fuck?
Wendy's got an electronic toothbrush. Just playing with it.
Well, JP, what about your Packers?
Well, no.
You're not getting off that.
Let's go with your Jets first.
Oh, what? Really? Okay. Well, let's give them a D minus for me. D minus. I'm not giving them an F because they won at least 2 games. They beat the Browns, which they were not supposed to.
I wasn't going to give
them
a D.
And they beat the Rams when they were not supposed to.
I wasn't going to give them a D minus.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just giving them a D minus, just because they won a few games that they weren't supposed to win.
You want to know why I'm not giving them a D minus? Because their defense.
Oh, okay.
Look, go back and look. How many games did they get? I mean, literally blown out of the water with. How many games?
Oh, what? A lot?
I don't know about that. Go look at their scores.
All right, I'll have to get my schedule up here. I just know that during Sam Darnold got hurt at the beginning of the season, right? So
Okay, we
somewhere he
can't
was out
use
for
that
the.
excuse. He was
Okay.
hurt. He's
Next
hurt.
man up.
Joe Flacco. Nice.
Exactly.
Well, Joe Flacco wasn't the problem.
Yeah, well, I'm just glad that Gates is gone because I think somebody new needs to come in for leadership. New York Jets. All right, what's their schedule like? All right. I don't know. Let's see here. Okay, here's the schedule. So the last 2 weeks they barely won. So,
All right.
Seahawks destroyed them
Right.
4-3.
Okay, so let's look at the Bills and the Jets. First game of the year, 27-17. Not bad. They weren't that far out of it. The 49ers, 31-13.
That's bad.
The Colts, they lost 36-7.
That's bad.
The Broncos, they lost 37-28. Cardinals, they lost 30-10. The
That's
Dolphins, they lost 24-0.
That's
The Bills. But here's the thing: the Bills only beat them 18-10.
Right. Yeah. Well, they're
The
divisional rivals.
Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs were beating. You go look at the Chiefs; they were beating everybody 35-9.
It's a blowouts. Come on.
The Patriots, 30-27.
Okay,
The Chargers, 34-28. So their defense kept them in games. Not so much they didn't let teams just completely. They didn't get run out of the building every week.
I see
like most
4
2 and
games
14
here that they have close games. That's about it.
So I honestly, I'm not gonna. I mean, the Seahawks 40-3, but then they're just like, well, fuck it, I don't care anymore.
Actually, they won the game after that.
Then they won the game after that. Then they won the game after that, and then they played tough today. So I'm gonna give them a D. I'm not gonna give them a D minus. I'm not even gonna give them an F. But I'm gonna give the Packers an A plus 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 plus. I am so kidding.
No,
Okay,
no.
go ahead, Coop. Go ahead.
No.
I'm not giving them an A. I'm not giving. Trust me. I'm not giving them an A.
Okay, well, I'm just because we've seen Green Bay struggle with some issues at the beginning of the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
We see the rush defense.
It's gotten better, but yes.
Yeah. So I'm not giving them an A plus or anything like that because I still think that there's some holes there, but I will give them an A minus. That's why.
Okay, but why?
Oh, just because they didn't get a perfect record, right? But they were pretty close. And it's just so their opponents in their divisions and that they have pretty blowouts and that.
Oh my God, you just will not let that fucking go.
It's just my opinions in that.
Your opinions suck.
Well, Green Bay didn't have a perfect record, right? They won 13 games, right? Yeah. So, I have to go back and look at the 3 games. So I'm not giving them a perfect A plus.
They lost to the Buccaneers on the road.
All right.
They lost to the Vikings at home.
Okay. Yeah.
And then they lost to the Indianapolis, 31-28. The game they should have won.
It's there are just a little bit of holes I see in Green Bay, and that's why I'm just going to go with the defense, rushing defense.
So I'll ask you this: do you think they fixed them?
Yeah, it looks like they fixed that problem, but at the beginning of the season, that was one of the main issues, right? So it's not like the Patriots when they had their perfect season. I'm just saying that comparison almost.
Sarah, what would you give Green Bay?
I give them an A plus.
Why? Are you fucking high?
Aaron Rodgers has looked incredible all year. He's an MVP.
He's anybody that says just the team's MVP, he is the MVP of the league.
Taysom Hill.
Get the fuck out of here.
See that gift?
And then their defense improved for sure.
Okay. I wouldn't give them an A plus. Jesus Christ, you and Heather. I want to be your student. I don't have to fucking do anything to get a good grade. I don't really care about Call of Duty. Heather, what would you give Green Bay? Okay.
B plus.
She said B, not D. Jackass. Bob, what do you give Green Bay this year?
I'm gonna agree with Heather. I'm gonna give them a B plus.
I agree. I B plus. Why? Their offense is unstoppable. Yes, their defense still has holes. The difference between their defense at the beginning of the year and the difference between their defense now is really simple. They are stopping teams from getting where they think they need to go. Green Bay is, we're not letting you get anything on us right now. They're the teams Green Bay is playing now, they have to fight for every yard that they are getting. And that's one thing that I've seen. Even on the fourth down and shorts that Chicago had today, and they made 4 out of 6 of them, Chicago barely got them. It's like they had to fight for that half inch. And that's what I want to see from them. And they look like they've turned the corner. Now, Aaron, I give Green Bay a B plus this year. Aaron, if you're giving New Orleans a C minus,
Wow, that's pretty
then
harsh.
New Orleans is at best a 9-17. New Orleans is right there with Green Bay at a B plus ish. I'm not
Yeah.
going to give them a better grade than Green Bay because Green Bay beat New Orleans. If I'm to give Buffalo a grade right now, it's the same as Green Bay. I think they're at a B plus. If I'm grading Kansas City, no, I'll give them the same as Green Bay. I'll give them a B plus. I don't think they can beat Green Bay. I don't think they can beat Buffalo. I agree with Coop 100%. I think Buffalo is the best team in the AFC. The only reason that I do not have Buffalo over Kansas City is because Buffalo got destroyed by Kansas City earlier in the year. We have to wait to see when the two teams play. But to give New Orleans a C minus, that's a little harsh, man.
That's a little harsh for New
That's
Orleans, especially when
way
they
fucking
were.
I
harsh.
don't agree with that. I think they should get a B plus.
I go with a B probably
I mean,
because
they're on the borderline of getting a B plus. Because for me, the way I grade 89, 88, 87 is your B plus. 86, 85, 84 is your B. 83, 82, 81, and 80, that's your B minus. I'm not going to be that fucking harsh on New Orleans. I think if I was to grade them out of 100, probably give them an 86, 87,
yeah,
somewhere in
so
there.
around B.
Green Bay, 80, 88, 89,
Yeah,
somewhere
and
in
with
there.
New Orleans, they were winning games without Drew Brees there. So that I think that was
Green
that
Bay, here's why Green Bay won. They beat New Orleans without Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
Now look at Green Bay with Devontae Adams and defense that actually plays football. Tell me a better team in the NFC right now. I don't see it. And that's not just because I'm a Packer fan. That's for me watching NFL Red Zone. Um Kansas City is not the best team in football. They're not the worst team in football either. But let's get to the top 5, and I want everybody's input on their top 5. So, Coop, why don't you give me your top 5 right now?
just the way that I'm 4
Okay,
weeks in a
so
row.
I'll give you. This is what it was last week. This is the NFL's top 5: the Ravens, the Saints, the Packers, the Bills, and the Chiefs.
Chiefs, what they end their schedule 15-1, right?
14-2, they lost today.
14-2, damn. Well, oh yeah, they lost it. All right, well, I'm still gonna go because 3 weeks in a row, I still say that the Bills are the most complete team, and I'm still gonna go into the playoffs with them as the most complete team at number one. So I'm for the fourth week row. I still think Bills in my spot number one. Kansas City. No, sorry. Green Bay. I still go number two. Kansas City. I'm going three. And then fourth and fifth. Probably the Ravens at fourth. And then I'm going to go Seahawks at fifth.
You aren't going to put the Saints up there?
No, I think the Seahawks can beat the Saints, in my opinion.
I don't think they can. They couldn't beat
that's the fun beauty of it.
They had trouble with the 49ers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That is true. No, like the Seahawks are not looking like a dominant team. So yeah, I do. Yeah, like the Saints are probably looking a little bit better in that. Yeah, so I'm going to switch those two around.
Okay. Sarah?
My 5 would be Baltimore, number 5. Number 4 would be New Orleans. 3 would be Buffalo. 2 would be Green Bay. And then 1 would be Kansas City.
Okay. Can you, even though Kansas City lost today?
Yeah. I still think Kansas City's pretty good with Mahomes and everything. So
even with the Bills having a really good defense? And Buffalo playing really solid on offense? You think if Buffalo and Kansas City were to play, you think Kansas City would beat Buffalo? You're that confident?
I don't know. That's tough.
I mean, it's your top 5. I can understand. I'm just trying to incite conversation. That's all.
I know.
Okay. Bobbitt?
My top 5 would be number 5 would be Baltimore. 4 would be New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
3 would be Pittsburgh. 2 would be Chiefs. And number 1 would be Packers.
What about the Bills? You know the Bills have a better record.
Oh, I forgot about the Bills.
Yeah, you did.
Fuck. All right. Yeah, Bills at 5. I completely forgot about the Bills.
Steelers lost to the Browns today. Just so everybody knows. Heather?
Go number 5. Number 4, Ravens.
Okay.
2, Packers.
Number 5. I agree with Heather. Right, Saints, number 5. Ravens, number 4. Even though they are the 5th best team in the AFC, with the way they're playing right now, I think they can beat everybody in the NFL the way they're playing. Number 3, Buffalo. Again, I cannot justify putting Buffalo above Kansas City. Who do you think my number 2 is? Coop, who do you think my number 2 is?
It's only one of the two.
Well, of course. But who's
well, I'm gonna go Kansas City.
Sarah?
I think I'm going to go Kansas City as well.
Bobbitt?
I'm going Packers.
My number 2 team is the New York Jets.
Are you all dope?
Yeah, Jets.
No, it's Kansas City.
I figured.
You take away Patrick Mahomes, and it's not because I'm a Packer fan. You take away Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill. What do they have?
You've been saying it all year that Kansas City have been smoke and mirrors.
They have been, but you've been saying it too. But
yeah,
I just don't think they can beat Green Bay right now. Green Bay they have the number one offense in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Kansas City has a good enough defense to beat Green Bay.
Right.
I think Green Bay has a good enough defense to beat Kansas City. I think the two teams that are the two best teams in the NFL right now, but again, I cannot justify putting Kansas City below Buffalo, is because Kansas City beat Buffalo. If Kansas City beats Buffalo, or Buffalo beats Kansas City, I can then say, yes, you are right. Buffalo is probably the second best team in the league. And that matchup, Green Bay and Buffalo, is what everybody should want to see right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
It shouldn't be Green Bay and Kansas City. I don't give a fuck who wins the MVP. It's not what it's about. I want to see the best matchup, and it would be a very good matchup. But two teams that are playing great on both sides of the ball right now, Green Bay and Buffalo. Those are your two best teams in football. Again, I just cannot justify putting Kansas City below Buffalo at this time.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're looking at next week, and we'll get it. The way it stands right now, Kansas City and Green Bay. Well, that's not the way it looks. The way it is now, Kansas City and Green Bay each have the buys. The number 2 seed is New Orleans in the NFC. The number 2 seed is Buffalo. Buffalo's going to have 2 home games, and they're very tough at home.
Mm-hmm.
The number 3 team in the NFC is Seattle, and the number 3 team in the AFC is Pittsburgh. The number 4 team in the NFC is shit 1 or shit 2.
Is a trash can.
I'm still not going to count out Washington, though. They have a defense, and that's why they're where they are now. In fact, they're up by 3.
It's so close.
It is. The number 5 seed in the NFC is Tampa Bay. They do not scare me. They do not scare me at all. The only way I see Green Bay losing to Tampa Bay is if Green Bay shits the bed again. The number 6 seed or the number 5 seed in the AFC is the Ravens.
Yeah.
Say it again.
The Ravens, I think, at 5th.
I said the Ravens.
The Ravens. Who's the number 4 seed in the AFC?
The Titans.
Oof, Jesus. Number 4 seed is the Titans. Yeah, good luck to Tennessee. Paybacks are a bitch. That's all I'm gonna fucking say.
Mm-hmm.
Number 6 in the NFC is the Rams.
The Rams.
And the number 6 seed in the AFC is Cleveland, I think, is it not?
Yeah, I think so.
It's Cleveland.
They're against the Steelers.
Okay, yeah, because the Bills playing the Colts. And the 7 seed in the NFC is Chicago via that vaunted fucking Cardinals fucking offense and team fucking making. Again, I said it at the beginning of the year.
Yep.
And then the number 7 seed in the AFC is the Indianapolis Colts, and they're going up against the hottest team in the NFL right now, aside Green Bay. Good luck. Don't cry, Sarah. It'll be okay.
I'm not. I'm happy that we got this far.
You're surprised? They should have won the division. They fell apart because everybody figured them out. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, Houston hit the bed.
I'm proud of my team to get this far in the to get to the playoffs.
I'm a Packer fan. I'm never proud of them just making the playoffs. They should win the Super Bowl every year. Don't just be happy they made the playoffs. You want them to win every year. That's all I'm saying.
Of course I want to win, but it's like, I'm at least realistic about it,
Are you
for this year.
Are you though? Come on, Sarah. Are you? Are you really realistic? Yeah. No, it's all right, Rayshawn. We actually invited you to the game, which is the final thing that I wanted to talk about tonight. And Rayshawn, if you want to join, we'll add you to the call. Just jump on Skype and we'll add you. Because Because we're going to talk about fantasy football because the season ended today. Heather's over here fucking grinning from ear to ear. Look at her. But I'm gonna let you guys talk about. I was involved. I was helping Heather, but I didn't really play. She just asked me questions. And hey, I'm open for people asking me questions. Anybody can ask me questions. I did it for Trek. I did it for Coop. Thinks he can do everything on his own. I'm still trying to figure this out. Bob had asked me questions. Heather's always asking me questions. Don't be afraid to ask me. Rayshawn, I think, asked me a couple of questions. Don't be scared to ask me. Just because Heather is my significant other doesn't mean that I won't help anybody else. Because next year, she's going down. I'm not getting involved, but I'll help you take her down. But I'm going to let you guys talk about that. If you want to open up I'll open it up for you. So I'm going to let you guys go and talk about the fantasy football. It was an interesting league, this one. I know Bobbitt was part of it. Dan Rex was part of it. Rayshawn was part of it. Heather, Coop, and Dan Rex, I think, were the 6 competitors. And Trek.
Sarah. Oh, yeah, Trek. Oh, Sarah, yeah, she was in one.
I was in the other league with them.
Friggin' one of my leagues, one guy after 9 years, he just messaged me like, well, I'm tired of playing this league. Here, follow me on Twitter on that. It's like, people come and go out of my life all the time, man. So I just focus on the next year after.
Yeah.
But it was a really fun season this year.
It was. There was a lot of games that were fucking nail biters all the way down to the very last game. It's quite interesting how this season turned out for fantasy football. And the amount of movements every team had to make when COVID started striking teams down. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I will get there.
How many moves were made? And I think, Bobby,
I can get it
you're
here.
the commissioner, right? You can look this shit up, right?
I was able to find it one day.
Either way, there was a lot. I think
Yeah, I know Trek at one point had 26 moves made.
I think he made like 15 moves in 1 week.
Damn.
I had to make like 4 or 5 myself because when Marlon Mack went out for the year, that screwed me up. Like,
I'm here now.
Yeah, I lost a couple of players that were really important to me. Will Fuller, after he friggin' got busted for smoking marijuana, that really screwed up. So
there we go. Oh, okay. All right, we're gonna go from the bottom up with these, because I just went in and got to the record book for our league here to do with the show. We're gonna go from the bottom and work our way up.
Go back.
Oh my God. Yes.
yeah. Because week 17 was the finals. It was the top 2 teams.
I had a word here for a second.
No, you're just being a pain in the ass.
Yes,
now.
I am.
All right, going from the bottom up. Strength of schedule easiest was myself.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
that's why.
With a weekly average of 108.27 points. It's the margin.
So, yeah, it's like 108 points she averaged, I guess.
Strength of schedule hardest was Bobbitt. Oh, Trek. Sorry, my balls are confused.
Trek, you need to come up with your own taglines.
Yeah.
But he averaged 119.87. Smallest margins of defeat. Average was you, Coop, with 18.94.
Ooh, so I lost by less than 20 points in games usually.
Single week all time was Bobbitt versus me, week 3 with 0.08.
Damn. Wow, it was a .08. You won by 8 yards.
Yeah.
Wow.
Margin of defeat largest. Average was Rayshon's team with 41.94.
Jesus.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God.
Single week and single week all time was Dan Rex versus me in week 12, 87.16.
Damn.
Margin of victory smallest. Average was Dan Rex at 21.06. And single week all time was me versus Bobbitt with 0.08.
Yeah, I think it's like 8 yards. I think it goes. Oh, oops.
Margin of victory largest here. Average is you, Coop, with 41.60.
Fuck, and I lost.
All right, now on to losses here. Current streak. It's a tie between Coop and Dan Rex with 2 apiece.
Oh, jeez.
Longest streak all time is Bobbitt with 5. And
Five losses? Oh, jeez.
and most losses all time tied for Dan Rex and Bobbitt at 10 apiece.
Damn.
Now the wins. Current streak is myself with 5 wins. It's also the
5
longest
wins.
streak of all time
Damn.
of this season.
You're
Well,
freaking
this
Alvin
league's only
Kamara.
been around for 8 seasons.
Alvin
And
Kamara.
most wins in a season all time is Rayshon with 12 wins.
Nice. Yeah.
Wrong one. Rayshon, if you want, you can get on Skype here. Oh, excuse me.
Hell yeah. I can't wait for the draft next year. Next year, I'm going to get back on my feet.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Now the moves each team has made. The one who has made the most moves is Trek with 30 moves. Mm-hmm. I am in second place with 21 moves. Coop, you are third with 18.
Also, COVID usually sometimes.
Yes. And tied in fourth is Dan Rex and Rayshon with 8 moves. And
Wow.
last is Bobbitt with 7 moves.
It's all right. Next year, I'll bounce back. I'll get that crown back. I'll get back on my feet next season. My picks, I gotta do better in next year. Everything. I think what has Heather passed me in picks now, or Have I just completely plummeted to the bottom?
Waiver priorities. Again, Trek is in the lead with 6. I'm in second with 5.
Oh no!
And then Coop, you're 4th.
Yeah, that's nothing. That's just ridiculous.
Dan Rex, you are 3rd. Rayshawn, you are 2nd. And Bobby, you are 1st.
That's just based on your.
Can you stop this? Alright. How?
What consolation bracket?
I am looking at that right now. It looks like Trek won consolation bracket.
Beat you.
110. 110.
Stunk this year.
110.60 to 93.34.
I forgot to switch out Miles Sanders. That's one of my
That
issues.
sucks.
Then you go up.
What?
Hobbit beat Bandit.
And lastly, I beat Rayshawn 127.42 to 117.66.
And it was really tight. Go ahead.
It was Wendy, that's enough, please. It was really tight up until, if it would load, thank you, until Melvin Gordon and Darren Waller decided to sit there and say, "Oh, right, we're playing a game here."
Oh yeah, Darren Waller for Oakland. Yeah, he got the 2-point conversion as well too.
Yes, he did. It really pisses me off that I left Thielen in when I could have put fucking that Devontae Parker from the Dolphins in.
Ah, okay.
That would have been 15 points.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, well, either way, once again, I had a lot of fun like I usually do with this. So I look forward to another season next year of this. It's a lot of fun doing it.
Yes.
So it also the reason why I like doing these drafts and everything like that, and I like doing these fantasy league is because it also gives me more like knowledge of who more players are when it comes to other team wise. That's one of the things I really do enjoy about it is to find out other players on other teams. So.
Right.
So we can talk about player awards at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So keep in mind, we'll be doing MVP of the league, and each however wants to do that. But the MVP, we can do offensive rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year. We can do NFC player of the year on defense and offense, and AFC player of the year on offense and defense. Like I said, rookie of the year on both sides of the conferences. Or we can do it rookie of the year, period, on both sides of the ball. It's up to you which way you want to do it.
Uh,
The ultimate MVP will be the last. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Now, like I said, since we're going to be voting on this that day, or we can do it and then because I want everybody to be involved in that,
Mm-hmm.
where they get one vote.
Mm-hmm.
Gets one vote, and then each of us gets a vote. A lot like we did for the movies that we did over on the Horny Goat Camp. Maybe some pretty famous movies.
I leave it totally in your hands what you guys want to do. I'll start making my list. I know that.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
make your you guys make up your lists. Do it throughout the day tomorrow and get it to me, and I'll start working on it.
Okay.
And even if you take all week to do it, because we're not
we're
doing
not.
these awards until the week before the season.
Yeah, we're doing it the Sunday right before fall. So it'd be the Pro Bowl.
And for the next few days, there's going to be a lot of new NFL information coming out because
Yeah,
obviously tomorrow, as well, even midnight tonight, there could
yeah.
be some firings going on. So
Yeah, Black
we'll,
Monday.
yeah, so I'm sure we'll have tons of more stuff to talk about on Tuesday as well.
Hmm.
I'm gonna laugh if some people don't get fired.
like, we'll definitely have to talk on Tuesday what coaches would fit which teams that they need, right? So,
Hmm.
because
Well,
It's not even just that. It's more along the line of because
okay,
it's
so
not just the head coach that's a problem with for some teams. It's
yeah,
also
GM as well.
defensive coaches. It's the GMs. It's fucking Cowboys. Jerry Jones, fucking owner. So
Yeah, I don't know when he's gonna leave.
I mean, I just really firing him.
You don't like the firing of Adam Gase for the Jets?
No, I
Hmm.
got the guy there for 2 years and then you fucking fire him. Fuck that.
No,
but
I
it's
thought
like
he was there for 3.
but even so, it's the same situation that they're having over with the Browns team. They're going through coaches like they're fucking water.
Well, not anymore. I think Stefanski would end up being the. But the thing is you hired the guy for how many years did they sign him for? 4 years,
Yeah,
5 years?
around 4, I think.
Why are you firing him now? Who's going to be out there?
I don't know. That's why I have to look at who's going to be available for head coaches, because who knows? Maybe they might go to college and
I mean,
hire somebody from college.
Jimmy said he's not, and he's the only fucking coach that ever got a chance to fucking go to the NFL. Matt Fitzgerald said he's open to offers, but I don't see him fucking being that great of an NFL coach.
Well, they have Urban Meyer talk heating up
Urban
in
Meyer
Jackson.
isn't gonna come.
I'm
He's
sorry, he shouldn't be in football
no,
after he got caught cheating.
I don't mind if he's as long as he's a great analyst, but I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he's happy where he's at. I think he loves where he's at right now.
He's just trying to eat Big Bird's face.
Instead of firing him for, I mean,
Come on, Washington. Beat Philadelphia, please. Beat Philadelphia.
you don't care who wins this game.
Uh, right now, this game is the toss of the coin. If Washington
Yeah.
loses, Giants get in, and it's one of those things. It's just like,
It's an embarrassment, I think.
oh, they gotta have one team that's just gonna be cannon fodder for somebody.
A 6-10 team and in 4th place. You said earlier. Oh my god. Yep. Yep. They did.
I don't know, man.
She's just growling at the camera. But yes, it's been a fun season of football this year, especially in the fantasy side.
Definitely, one of the teams that JP's been calling it all year. My disappointment team has been the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was a lot of expectations for me for the Cardinals and them not even making the playoffs at the end when they went. I think that they should have been able in there. You know, but
My disappointment team was not the Cardinals because I didn't them
I didn't
to be
really.
that great. My disappointment team is the Raiders.
the Raiders.
The new facility, new town, supposed to be a fresh new start for this team, and it was supposed to help them. But it really didn't.
But I'm also going to throw another team out there to everybody, the Patriots.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, Patriots. I can agree more because the Raiders they won 9 games, I think. So
Yeah, but they were staying in the playoffs.
that yeah, absolutely, yeah, that is disappointment. So, but yeah, the Patriots, holy jeez, everybody thought they were gonna with Cam Newton, they were gonna be #1 team again. Next thing you know, that didn't happen.
I think the Patriots is definitely one, and then I think I would say the Raiders is another one that was kind of a disappointment.
I thought
Yes,
you were going to say the Colts because they were disappointing. Bobby, what about
No, I think we did pretty decent.
I would say Texans would also be up there. Dallas.
I agree. That's
Yeah.
another team should have been disappointed in. Bobby, who you got, man? Who you going with?
What was the question again?
Who's your disappointment team?
What team are you most disappointed in?
Oh, disappointment team.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Honestly, probably Ravens.
Ravens.
Why?
I just thought they was going to be better than they was.
But I think you were weren't going to be at the beginning of the year. You were saying they weren't going to be as good as they were last year, which you were right on.
However, they're still in the playoffs for the 3rd year in a row.
Oh yeah,
I can understand.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Would have to be probably fucking Cleveland.
No, I kind of expect them to be about as good as well.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand. Did you give your disappointing?
I agreed with you as the Raiders.
Okay. Sarah, what about you? Surprise team here.
I think my surprise team was probably Chicago this year.
I think they're only what they didn't they go like 7-9 last year.
Yeah,
They
something like
weren't
that.
about as good as they were this year. One game. Okay. How about you?
Well, I really did not expect that the Bills would have the #2 seed in the AFC. So the Bills I would have up there. I would say the Rams as well. Rams, a lot of people like didn't. They lived up more expectations and they made the playoffs. So I'm going with the Rams. A little bit of surprise for me as a surprise team, but I think to me like the Bills making it to second in AFC, I did not see that coming.
Didn't I say they were one of the better teams in the AFC at the beginning of the
Yep.
year? Okay. So they're not going to be my surprise team. Who you got?
I'm going to agree with Luther. I'm going to say the Bills.
Yeah? Y'all are fucking high. I know one person.
I know one is.
My surprise team is the Giants and the Redskins. I wasn't expecting either of these teams to win as many games as they did, let alone being able to have an opportunity to win their division. Another team that I find very disappointing is the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes.
Yes. Yep.
Yep.
That was big disappointment for Dallas.
And the Philadelphia Eagles.
I would agree with you, Coop, about the Texans too being a disappointment.
Yeah. Yeah. Texans, them plummeting the way they did. I think they were they underperformed.
Because I mean, it was not Deshaun Watson's fault. He actually was keeping them in games.
Mm-hmm. It was Bill O'Brien mostly.
Here's another one for you. How about most overrated team?
Tampa Bay. Most overrated team, Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay for me too.
All this fucking hype. Oh, we got Brady now. We ain't gonna be
Yep.
stopped.
Yep.
One from each conference, I would honestly pick the Indianapolis Colts. I would for sure pick the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Way overrated. Way overrated.
I will say this. I will say this. At least for Tampa Bay, it's not over yet. However, the dismal start to their season does not help them.
Actually, what about you? I'd also go with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh God, yes.
Well, I didn't think so.
You want to? Here's my wrestling rate for the day. You know who my most overrated wrestler is? Britt Baker.
Got it, baby.
I feel like that's good.
Bobby, put the PlayStation down for a second and pay attention to the show.
Stop it. What the hell are you doing?
It's our LO. What, Sarah? Did you say yours yet? Or
My most overrated team was, I said Tampa. Tampa's
Tampa?
so overrated.
What about?
I'm well, overrated. For me, an overrated team, I'm actually gonna go with my Seattle Seahawks because there's been a lot more hype about Russell Wilson being the MVP, and then we've seen Seattle the second half. I think they've struggled a little bit going into the playoffs. So I think overhyped. I'm going to go with the Seahawks in that one. Them barely beating the San Francisco 49ers today, and them beating barely their opponents last second half of the season. I think they're overrated. So most underrated team? Jesus. Yeah, most underrated team. I'm probably gonna go with the Steelers.
Think so?
Yeah, I like either.
I would consider them overrated, to be honest.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, well we have seen them pretty dominant most of the beginning of the season, so that's why I just think they're underrated right now. Them going into the losing streak of the second half of the season makes them a little bit underrated. So.
Okay. Sarah?
I think my most underrated team is Buffalo.
I don't know how you consider them underrated. I don't think I listened to the pundits, and they literally said that there is no way. I said that they're probably one of the best teams in the NFL all year. They hit a couple of rough patches. I wouldn't call them even underrated. They're probably anything overrated. But
You think the Saints would be
Cleveland's
overrated or
pretty
underrated?
good. Cleveland's underrated. Oh, too.
do I think the Saints? I think the Saints are properly rated.
Cleveland's underrated, man. Their defense is really good for Cleveland.
Overrated?
Underrated.
I said underrated.
I think they're probably. It's so tough to pick an underrated team.
Yep.
I would put Chicago as being underrated.
I got one better.
I put Baltimore as being underrated.
Yeah. I think I agree.
They're one of the better teams. They're probably giving them credit, but they are saying that
Don't sleep
Mhm.
on
What
them.
about
Go ahead.
Falcons.
21 games this year?
However, they've been in every single game that they have played.
yes, they have actually.
I mean, most of them, yes. I can understand. They had leads late in games and lost too.
Hmm.
Um,
But they almost beat the Chiefs.
um,
Hell, they almost beat the Saints tonight. Did they play the Saints tonight?
I think San Francisco is underrated.
No, they almost beat the Buccaneers tonight.
I just think San Francisco is another underrated team, even though they've lost
Come
games.
on,
They've had the
no.
most injuries of all the teams this season for sure. Yeah, that's yep.
You want to eat one?
I agree. Underrated for that one.
Um,
Mm.
I agree with the 49ers too because they, you know, I think they should just keep CJ Beathard as their backup. Oh my God, Nick Mullins sucks.
I don't think Nick Mullins sucks.
No, I said Nick Mullins.
Well, Nick Mullins isn't a fucking NFL quarterback. He's not a guy that's going to win the games. I would say sucks, but I wouldn't say that he's the guy I'd put. Again, he's a poor man's Jimmy Garoppolo. That makes sense.
I would say for everything the Panthers have done this season, they're underrated too.
Yeah, Panthers are pretty competitive. I can agree with that. What are you doing?
I like that Stefanski hire for the Browns. That was a
Hmm.
good hire for them.
Who?
I like Stefanski, the hire for the Browns. He's a good coach.
Made an unwise decision last week. Yes or no? Do you agree with that assessment or not?
No, I agree.
That usually gets coaches fired.
Hmm.
You know why it won't get a coach fired? Because he's actually made the playoffs.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, if Stefanski would not have made the playoffs this year, he would have been fired.
Probably.
And it would have been based on what he did last week. Why in the fucking he's thrown the ball 53 times and you don't have any fucking receivers?
Exactly.
And it's the same thing I've been saying about Baker Mayfield. The guy is not a guy who's going to put the ball in the hands of to win games.
Well, even my friend that's a Cleveland Browns fan, she does not like him at all. She
Think
does
about it.
not like
Think about it. How did they win today? They ran the ball.
defense. Yeah.
Hmm.
They're right now what's the score? 17-14 still?
Yep.
Yeah, I think Philadelphia just threw an interception,
They did. They did.
so it's looking good for Washington.
People wide the fuck open all over the field. This kid's not.
Careful.
You said he's not the answer. They got to stick with Carson Wentz.
He's got the most experience.
They just benched him too. When they just benched
Be careful.
Hurts for Sudfield.
What?
The Sudfield just came in the game for Hurts. Nate Sudfield.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, there's your answer. That's the guy that's going to lead you to a fucking win.
Sudfeld.
Fucking Nick Foles. He's a poor man's Nick Foles.
Hmm.
Anybody else got anything they want to talk
I'm sure we'll have so much more to talk more on Tuesday.
On Tuesday, yeah, especially once the power rankings come out.
Yeah. Again, I wanted to do a show today because this week
Who's the hair on that guy?
it was a crazy day. One of the most exciting.
Would you like to say something? Today's games were this week's games were some of the most exciting games.
It's off again.
This week's games. This week's games were some of the most exciting games. This week 17 has been one of the most exciting week 17s I've seen in a very long time. And there's a lot more to talk about. And this week, when it comes to the end of the season, we can do a little recap. I know I said it. We can do a little recap, or we can talk
Oh my
more about
god.
the playoff matchups for next week.
This is so bad.
I mean, considering this turned out to be a 2-hour show on its own, if we had saved this for Tuesday, we'd be on for 4 hours.
Oh my god. 2 interceptions back to back. How bad is this drive back and forth?
True. So with that being said, I'm going to end it here. So with that being said, we're going to end it here. I want to say thank you to everybody. I ain't Connor. Have a, don't lick my hand. Everybody have a great night, and we will talk to you next week. We will talk to you on Tuesday when we do a kind of a recap on this week, and then we'll talk about the playoff matchups for next week. Are you done?
Oh my god, a crumble.
Oh my god, a fumble now?
And Chase Young takes to the.
Oh my god!
Everybody have a great night, and we'll talk
So
to you on
bad.
Tuesday. Be safe and be well.
Alright, night.